Hello, my dears. So nice to see you. Oh, so very nice to see you. Welcome to my little cottage. There are so many dear old friends. Lucy, darling, how are your beautiful chrysanthemums?
Oh, well, thank you for asking.
Oh, good. Griselda, you must tell the vicar how much I enjoyed his sermon on Sunday.
I'm sure he will be pleased.
Oh, wonderful. Dolly, I do hope the Colonel has recovered from his cough.
Yes, yes.
Oh, good, for it's such a terrible thing to be stricken with cough. Well, my dear friends, I'm sure all of you would like to say hello to me, but since there are so many of you, why don't we take care of it all together? I shall count to 3, and on the count of 3, you shall shout out all at once, well, hello, my dear. My, oh my, don't you look lovely today? Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, my dear. My, oh my, don't you look lovely today?
Well, my goodness, dears, thank you so much. Going to make an old lady blush. Well, down to business, shall we? As all of you know, just 6 months ago, on August the 7th, 1957, our dear little village of St. Mary Mead was woefully beset by murder. Yes. And such a horrible murder it was. Will humankind never change? I mean, here we are in these modern times, and people are just as cruel and savage as they ever were. Well, I am delighted to announce that at last the murder has been solved. And as is sometimes the case, your dear little friend, Miss Jane Marple, had some slight opportunity of assisting in the investigation. And having all the information now I did not have at the time, I am ready to tell the story. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Oh, good. Then do sit back and pour yourself a cup of tea, for I find nothing goes quite so well with murder as a nice cup of tea. So where shall we begin? Of course, it was late in the night, and scattered here and there throughout the village were all of our story's most important characters. My dear friends, can you guess just which 2 of these people were meeting in secret that night?
The 2 women on the left.
The 2 ladies on the left. But my dears, can you guess where in our village they were meeting?
A tea shop.
A tea shop.
Oh, dear Beatrice, I love the teapot that you carry. This one here is especially lovely. Where's this one from?
It's from Devonshire. You know, see the little crest here? That means it's Devonshire, Lily.
Oh, I never knew. All those crests, and I never knew.
Well, I'm glad you're paying attention to detail. And I'm so very glad we're here today.
Yes, Beatrice.
I know you, well, we've been friends for so long. I have something to ask you that I'm not sure of your answer. I'm hoping you'll be amenable to it.
Please, come forward with it. What is it?
Well, Lily, you see, I've become pregnant. I know it's late in life, but
Oh, dear.
don't be
Oh,
too
my.
back at the tea shop. Just act like we're having tea.
Okay.
and well,
Pregnant. Oh, pregnant, you say?
yes. So I need to have you vouch that I was married 3 months ago to Lawrence. Will you do that? You know Lawrence. He's loved me for so long, and he's agreed. even though it's not his. And don't ask me whose it is.
Beatrice, you're asking too much. But of course I will lie for you. You're my dearest friend. I will lie and say that you were married to Lawrence 3 months ago.
Yes.
And that you're pregnant.
No.
Oh, leave that part out.
Yes.
Okay. Leave that
Say
part
it
out.
again, Lily. Say it again.
You were married 3 months prior to
Lawrence.
Lawrence,
Yes.
and you are not pregnant.
No.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Very well. Beatrice, I do wonder how you get yourself into such a troublesome situation.
Well, I can't talk about that, and I won't, and I don't want you to ever ask.
Well, I shan't ever ask, but someday I do hope you can tell me. And
Maybe when we're very old and very, very weak.
Very well.
Oh, Mary, thank you so much for inviting me over here. You have done wonders with your drawing room here at Silverstone Manor.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Here, have some tea.
Thank you, Madam. You know, you and I have been cordial friends now for so long, I almost feel I can tell you anything. And, well, whenever I need advice, Mary, I always turn to you.
As you should. You can tell me anything or ask me anything.
Well, I've good news, I suppose. I'm getting married.
Oh. Great. Maybe you could tell me who?
Yes, you know her, of course. I'm marrying Beatrice.
Beatrice. Oh. Isn't she a tad,
Ladies and gentlemen, can you guess what Beatrice's relation is to Mary?
Her mother. Sister.
Her mother? Beatrice is Mary's mother.
old for you, isn't she?
Yes, dear, I'm marrying your mother. If you're shocked about that, hold on to your hat. You see, Mary, I'll preface this by saying I'm not responsible, but your mother is pregnant. Yes.
No, she can't be. She's too old.
It's 19...
She doesn't have sex. She's my mother.
Darling, I have had sex with your mother.
I won't hear it.
Please, Mary. I've come to you for advice. Now that I think about it, you weren't the right person. My name is Lawrence.
Lawrence. I guess it's time I tell you something then.
You couldn't possibly top what I just did.
Lawrence, all these years of us being dear, dear friends and confidants, I haven't told you that I'm madly in love with you. And I was hoping that today, inviting you over for tea, I could tell you about my true feelings.
Oh, Mary. What a heel I feel like.
You are a heel.
To be honest with you, I've been nurturing this friendship all of these years because I've been hot for your mom.
I had a gun, Lawrence. I think that I would shoot
Now,
you.
Maddie, please. You know deep in your heart that you and I were meant to be friends, and good friends, too. Why, we have helped each other out of several scrapes in the past. We've come to depend upon each other, not like lovers, but like friends. What's so wrong with that?
What's so wrong is that now I will be calling you Daddy. And that's very wrong. I do not think of you as a daddy.
Well, I'm not trying to be your father. I'm trying to be your friend.
Well, I don't think a friend marries a friend's mother.
Not yet. But it's time to open your understanding, Mary, because this is happening. I love your mother, so much so that I'm willing to marry her without even knowing who the father is of her illegitimate baby. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, Mary.
This is insane!
Do you have any advice?
Don't marry my mother! Ever!
I'm afraid it's too late. I love her. I've always loved her, ever since I was this high and she was this high. Mary, can't we still be friends? I really do have very few friends except you.
Oh, I wonder why. We can't be friends. Ever again. And as far as I'm concerned, as of today, I have no friend in you, and I'm an orphan.
Mary, I don't know what to say other than that I hope you'll reconsider. Your mother and I plan to fix up your room beautifully. I'm going.
Henry, you're home.
Oh, yes, Felicia,
Henry.
my love.
Oh, I've missed you. I was expecting you.
Ah,
I made
yes,
us a cake.
it's beautiful, my love. Ah, and so refreshing after my hard day as the groundskeeper at the Hives estate.
Well, darling, you know, I was so excited that you were coming home that I wanted to make you this lovely chocolate cake. So I went over to Clarissa's house
Yes.
because I was running out of a few ingredients. And so I was looking for some eggs and some milk and some cocoa and some sugar and some cinnamon and perhaps a little cottage cheese to add on the top of it, you see. But
Yes,
she wasn't
elaborate.
She wasn't there.
Okay.
So I went in the back door and I went looking for these items to make you this special cake, you see.
Yes.
Well, and I found this photo album in her bedroom.
I see.
Well, as you noticed, as I was going through each of the pictures.
Yes. Her birthday, Christmas,
Yes,
Boxing Day,
yes,
Arbor Day,
yes,
Flag Day.
and you.
Oh, you noticed.
Well, it was confusing at first, you see, because I was going through all of that, and then I saw the pictures of you with Clarissa, and then I kept looking, and I found a few more with you and Clarissa.
Felicia, I'm glad you've brought this to me. Do you know how you've always wanted to have a baby, but, well, the doctor said...
Yes, the doctor said that I didn't really want children, so I'm totally barren.
I have gone around town trying to impregnate the various ladies of St. Mary's. And, well, by Jove, I hit pay dirt, so to speak. As you know, I garden at the estate of Miss Beatrice Hives. And, well, I've done a bit of plowing over there. But in her advanced age, I'm sure she'll let us adopt the child.
At this moment, our dear Felicia had a shocking response. What was it?
Happiness.
Joy!
Oh my God! This is fantastic!
Oh, my dear, I hope you'd respond this way.
Oh, darling, I didn't want to ruin my body.
But let's cut the cake!
I would get all saggy.
Of course.
This is wonderful.
And this nonsense with Clarissa, it never would have worked out. She's got brown eyes, and I know you always wanted one with blue.
Oh, of course I do. You see, I wasn't really upset. I was just curious. I didn't know you had gone to Hawaii with anybody. So when I saw that with this photo album and I saw it was Clarissa, I thought, well, that's odd, but it strangely makes sense. Oh, I hope she has twins. I hope she has quadruplets.
Yes, my dear, in roughly 6 short months, we shall have a bouncing baby, well, whatever it ends up being.
Oh, I love you so much.
And I love you, Felicia.
Vicar Matthews, thank you for allowing me to come into your home.
Of course, my son.
I have a matter of great importance to speak with you about. May I have a seat?
Please, help yourself to some tea. I've just made it fresh.
Oh, that's all right for now. I'll get right to it. You
I've
see,
blessed it too with the sacrament. It's holy tea. It'll cleanse you from the inside out. Also, there's a special root in there, so it'll really cleanse you. Inside out.
really? Well, perhaps I will have it later then. Father Matthews, I'm in love with a woman.
That's good.
But she's in love with another man.
That's bad.
And I'm at an impasse. I do not know what it is that I should do.
Jealousy is a problem. Deep inside of you. And I think maybe if you had a bit of the tea. All right. Andrew, I knew your father, and I knew his father. I was young then, and he was old. And they were both stand-up men, they were. You see, they loved their wives, and they didn't covet another man's wife. That's covetous. It's one of the big ones. The top 10, as it were. Yes, good boy. I think you should... Well, is this woman married?
No, she is not, but...
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
But she's in love with someone else, so how am I supposed to win her heart?
Well, I think that God would be all right if you just opened your heart to her and let her choose which of you she wants to spend her time with. If she's just in love, there's no sacrament made before God. There's no bond. Why, children fall in love all the time.
It is your sister, Mary. There, I've said it. My heart is for her. But I believe she has eyes only for Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Yes.
Yes, Lawrence.
When you mention his name, I hear disdain in your voice.
Well, I noticed he's been oft seen around Mamma's cottage.
Yes, yes.
And I don't like to talk about my sordid past in this reverential holy place, but needless to say that my mother's antics have... Why, if I weren't a Christian man, I swear I would do something terrible to her.
My friends, can you guess what in the vicar's past and Lawrence's past makes it such a sordid affair? What was this problem between them? Why did the vicar Matthews not like him?
Brothers.
What else? What might They had an affair. Oh, they had an affair.
I'm going to turn the tables here, Andrew. Andy, I'm going to do a little confessing of my own. You see, back in a time before I put on this vicar's coat, I was a man of needs, worldly needs. And I ran around with Lawrence, I called him Larry then. I ran around with Larry like we were two brothers. We could not be separated. We were hip and hip. Some say we even look alike. And once, we met a French maid who was comely and very inviting. She made nice cheese. She invited us into her farmhouse. And we made the Eiffel Tower. There, I
said it. Well, then you are telling me that Lawrence is not quite the man that he makes himself out to be.
Yes, well, I repented and came to God. He kept down his worldly ways, and now might be sleeping with my own mother.
Does Mary know this?
Well, it would be a doozy for you if she did. You'd certainly be able to slide on in there, and I'd welcome it.
Yeah.
Come here, new brother. Andrew. Yes. God bless. Now let's go plan how you can get my sister.
Oh, Beatrice, darling, how beautiful it is out here in London Park today. Come sit upon this bench and let me gaze upon your beautiful skin.
Oh, my darling, I believe it's the peach roses that are fragrant so well in the air this night.
I can't smell anything but you.
I love it when you speak poetry to me.
Darling, I can't believe all of the obstacles you and I have overcome in order to allow our love to flourish. I mean, here I am, willing to marry you in your condition without knowing who the father is, even though your daughter loves me and I once had a three-way with your son.
Now, darling, we promised we wouldn't ask about each other's past.
I know. It's just growing up friends with your son was very special to me. He was such a charming lad, and oh, the way he would talk about nuptial relationships. Why, he was always using euphemism. He called having good sex making cheese.
Well, he does seem to favor the French cheese.
All I'm trying to say, darling, is now that there's so much that we're willing to overlook, you know for sure I wouldn't cast any aspersions on you if you were to tell me who the father of that child is.
I can't do that. I'm doing this to protect the child, the father, and others. Please, you must believe me. This is for the good. I don't wish to have harm come to anyone. And I believe it might happen if the father's name were known.
Are you saying that this man is some sort of a cad?
No, I'm not. He's not a cad exactly. He's a bit of a rogue, but he brought to me moments of feeling like a schoolgirl again. And I want to protect this child just as I've protected my other children.
But I can bring that feeling to you. After all, when you met me, I was a schoolboy.
It's true. I loved it when you put my pigtails in the inkwell.
Yes, I don't know why you were in class that day, since you were 37, but that's what I loved about you, your whimsy. Your whimsy. I tell you, if there's anything lying ahead for you that makes whoever gave you that child putting you in some type of danger, whether physical or moral, or any type of danger at all, you know that I'll be here to protect you, darling.
I can't